Sleep disruption affects over 70% of adults over age 60, yet remains one of medicine's most underdiagnosed crises. What appears as simple insomnia is actually a complex physiological breakdown, often dismissed as inevitable aging, when it represents biology crying out for intervention and support. The foundation of this crisis lies in dramatic hormonal shifts. After age 60, the pineal gland produces up to 50% less melatonin, while circadian rhythms become increasingly fragile and inconsistent. Sleep architecture itself transforms as deep, slow-wave sleep phases, essential for physical restoration and memory consolidation, become shorter and more fragmented. The brain's arousal systems grow noisier at night, creating hypervigilance when rest should naturally occur. Chronic low-grade inflammation, ubiquitous in aging bodies, releases inflammatory cytokines that directly interfere with sleep quality while amplifying pain signals from arthritis, joint stiffness, and other age-related conditions. What whispers during busy days becomes shouting discomfort in the stillness of night, creating cycles where pain prevents sleep and sleep deprivation increases pain sensitivity. Perhaps most critically, the aging digestive system becomes dramatically less efficient at absorbing essential minerals, particularly magnesium. This mineral deficiency creates cascading effects throughout the nervous system. Without adequate magnesium, muscles remain chronically tense, the vagus nerve underperforms, and GABA's calming neurotransmitter voice becomes drowned by glutamate's excitatory chatter. Stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated throughout the night, preventing the body from shifting into proper rest mode. Environmental factors compound these biological changes. Blue light exposure delays already compromise melatonin production, overheated bedrooms prevent necessary core temperature drops, and caffeine lingers longer in slower metabolizing livers. The result isn't just tiredness, it's a systematic breakdown affecting cognitive function, immune health, fall risk, and overall vitality, creating a hidden epidemic that accelerates aging itself. The warm milk remedy rests on solid biochemical foundations that validate generations of bedtime wisdom. Milk contains L-tryptophan, an essential amino acid that serves as the building block for serotonin production, which your brain then converts into melatonin, your primary sleep hormone. The calcium in milk acts as a crucial cofactor, helping your brain utilize tryptophan more effectively in this sleep-promoting cascade. Beyond chemistry, the warmth itself triggers beneficial physiological responses. Consuming warm liquids promotes vasodilation in your extremities, encouraging the core body temperature drop that signals your circadian system to initiate sleep processes. This ritual also activates your parasympathetic nervous system, shifting you away from the day's stress responses toward a state of calm, preparation for rest. However, for seniors experiencing persistent sleep disruption, these benefits hit significant biological roadblocks. 1 cup of milk contains only 90 to 110 milligrams of tryptophan, far below the 500 to 2,000 milligram doses studied for sleep enhancement. Your aging digestive system produces less stomach acid, dramatically reducing nutrient absorption efficiency. Your liver metabolizes substances more slowly, creating bottlenecks in the tryptophan to melatonin conversion process. The protein content in milk means tryptophan must compete with other amino acids for transport across the blood-brain barrier, limiting its sleep-promoting impact without additional support. Age-related challenges compound these limitations. Lactose intolerance becomes more common, potentially causing digestive discomfort that disrupts sleep. Increased reflux risk makes bedtime liquids problematic for many seniors. Most critically, chronic mineral deficiencies, particularly magnesium, create fundamental gaps in neurotransmitter production that prevent even adequate tryptophan from converting effectively. While warm milk provides gentle sleep onset support, your aging nervous system requires more targeted intervention to overcome the complex physiological barriers preventing deep, restorative rest. Magnesium deficiency represents the hidden epidemic behind senior sleep disorders, affecting up to 80% of adults over 60, yet remaining largely undiagnosed in conventional medical practice. This essential mineral orchestrates over 300 biochemical reactions throughout your body, with sleep regulation being among its most critical functions. As nature's tranquilizer, magnesium directly activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the biological switch that shifts your body from daytime alertness into nighttime recovery mode. The sleep connection operates through multiple pathways. Magnesium regulates GABA receptors in your brain, amplifying this primary crosant, calming neurotransmitter's ability to quiet mental chatter and reduce anxiety. It modulates glutamate activity, preventing the excitatory neurotransmitter from keeping your brain hyper alert when rest should occur. Magnesium also controls calcium channels in nerve cells, preventing excessive calcium influx that creates muscle tension and nervous system hyperactivity throughout the night. Age compounds magnesium depletion through multiple mechanisms. Your kidneys become less efficient at retaining minerals, while your digestive system produces less stomach acid needed for absorption. Common senior medications, particularly proton pump inhibitors, diuretics, and diabetes medications, actively deplete magnesium stores. Chronic stress, increasingly common with aging's challenges, burns through magnesium reserves rapidly as your body attempts to manage elevated cortisol levels. The sleep consequences cascade dramatically. Without adequate magnesium, your muscles remain chronically contracted, creating the physical tension that prevents deep sleep onset. Your nervous system stays in sympathetic overdrive, maintaining stress hormone production when melatonin should dominate. Temperature regulation becomes impaired, preventing the core cooling essential for sleep initiation. Most critically, magnesium deficiency disrupts your circadian rhythm's fundamental timing mechanisms, creating the fragmented, unrefreshing sleep patterns that plague millions of seniors who assume their sleeplessness represents inevitable aging rather than correctable mineral deficiency. This transformative sleep protocol combines precise timing with careful preparation to restore your body's natural sleep chemistry without dependency or side effects. Every element works synergistically to address the specific physiological challenges that prevent deep restorative sleep in seniors. Begin this routine exactly 60 to 90 minutes before your intended bedtime, regardless of how tired you feel. This timing isn't arbitrary, it's based on how your body processes these nutrients. Magnesium reaches peak blood levels approximately 1 hour after consumption, while tryptophan requires 45 to 60 minutes for optimal transport across the blood brain barrier and conversion to sleep promoting compounds. Starting too early wastes the peak effectiveness window. Starting too late means you're still digesting when sleep should naturally occur. Use 6 to 8 ounces of milk as your foundation. Dairy milk provides the highest natural tryptophan content, but calcium fortified plant alternatives like unsweetened almond, oat, or soy milk work equally well if you have sensitivities or dietary preferences. Warm your milk gently in a heavy bottom saucepan over low heat. Never use a microwave, which creates uneven heating and hot spots that can denature beneficial proteins. Heat until small bubbles form around the edges, but never allow boiling, which destroys tryptophan and creates an unpleasant film. The ideal temperature should feel comfortably warm against your inner wrist, approximately 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the milk from heat before adding exactly 1/2 teaspoon of high quality magnesium powder. Choose magnesium glycinate for maximum tolerability and absorption, or magnesium citrate if you also need gentle digestive support. Avoid magnesium oxide, which absorbs poorly and often causes stomach upset. This measurement provides 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium, depending on the specific product concentration and optimal starting dose for most seniors. Stir the magnesium powder thoroughly for 30 to 45 seconds until completely dissolved. The mixture should be smooth without any grittiness or residue floating on the surface. If you notice persistent grittiness, your powder may be poor quality or you may need to stir longer. To improve taste without interfering with effectiveness, add a small amount of pure vanilla extract, a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon for blood sugar stability, or a tiny amount of stevia if needed. Avoid honey, sugar, or artificial sweeteners, which can trigger insulin responses that interfere with sleep hormone production. Drink your preparation slowly over 10 to 15 minutes while engaging in genuinely calming activities. This isn't simply about consuming nutrients, it's about creating a powerful psychological and physiological transition into sleep mode. Read something peaceful, practice gentle stretching, or engage in deep breathing exercises. Avoid screens, stimulating conversations, or anything that activates your sympathetic nervous system during this crucial window. Understanding both the realistic timeline for improvement and essential safety considerations ensures this natural sleep protocol delivers maximum benefits while protecting your health. This approach works with your body's existing systems rather than forcing artificial changes, requiring patience and careful attention to safety protocols. Your body begins adjusting to improved magnesium levels, but dramatic changes shouldn't be expected immediately. You may notice slightly easier sleep onset, perhaps falling asleep 5 to 10 minutes faster than usual, or feeling less anxious at bedtime. Some people experience mild digestive adjustment as their system adapts to the magnesium, including softer stools or gentle relaxation within an hour of consumption. These responses are normal indicators that your body is responding to the mineral support. Sleep latency often improves first, with many people falling asleep 10 to 20 minutes faster than their baseline. Night wakings may decrease in frequency by approximately one fewer awakening per night, though you might still experience some disrupted nights as your nervous system recalibrates its natural rhythms. Morning grogginess should be minimal if you're using the correct dose, and timing persistent grogginess indicates you may need to reduce your dose or start the protocol earlier in the evening. This represents the threshold where most people notice meaningful changes in sleep architecture. Sleep becomes more consolidated with fewer middle of the night awakenings lasting more than a few minutes. Dreams often become more vivid and memorable as REM sleep phases strengthen. Daytime energy begins stabilizing, and you may notice improved stress tolerance and emotional regulation as your nervous system operates from a more rested foundation. Deep, slow wave sleep phases strengthen significantly during this period. You'll likely wake feeling genuinely refreshed rather than simply less tired, with better cognitive clarity, improved memory consolidation, and enhanced emotional stability. Physical recovery improves as your body maximizes overnight repair processes. Many people report that chronic aches and pains become more manageable as sleep quality supports natural anti-inflammatory processes. Sleep architecture fully optimizes with consistent mineral support. Sleep efficiency, the percentage of time in bed actually spent sleeping often improves by 5 to 10%. Many people report improved immune function, better pain management, enhanced memory and cognitive performance, and greater resilience to life stressors as their sleep foundation strengthens. Before beginning this protocol, consultation with your healthcare provider isn't just recommended, it's essential if you have any of the following conditions or take related medications. Magnesium is primarily eliminated through the kidneys, making this supplement potentially dangerous for anyone with compromised kidney function. Even mild kidney impairment can lead to magnesium accumulation and hypermagnesemia, which causes nausea, vomiting, muscle weakness, low blood pressure, and in severe cases, cardiac complications. If you have any history of kidney disease, elevated creatinine levels, reduced estimated glomerular filtration rate, EGFR, or take medications affecting kidney function, you must obtain medical clearance before starting this protocol. Magnesium directly affects cardiac electrical activity and blood vessel tone. While generally beneficial for heart health, it can interact dangerously with certain conditions and medications. Mandatory medical consultation is required for anyone with heart rhythm disorders, atrial fibrillation, ventricular arrhythmias, heart block, those taking digoxin or other cardiac glycosides, individuals with significant hypotension, systolic blood pressure below 90 mmHg, or anyone with advanced heart failure. Magnesium's vasodilating effects can enhance blood pressure medications, potentially causing excessive drops in blood pressure. Conditions like myasthenia gravis, Lambert-Eaton syndrome, or other disorders characterized by muscle weakness require careful evaluation before magnesium supplementation. Magnesium's muscle relaxing properties can potentially exacerbate symptoms in these conditions, making medical supervision essential. While magnesium glycinate is generally well tolerated, individuals with inflammatory bowel disease, severe irritable bowel syndrome, or chronic diarrhea should start with very conservative doses under medical guidance. Magnesium citrate has a more pronounced laxative effect and may not be appropriate for those with existing digestive sensitivities. Magnesium can significantly affect the absorption and effectiveness of numerous medications. Always inform both your prescribing physician and pharmacist about magnesium supplementation. Magnesium binds to quinolone antibiotics, ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, and tetracycline antibiotics, doxycycline, minocycline, preventing their absorption and reducing effectiveness. Separate magnesium supplementation by at least 2 to 4 hours from these medications. Take antibiotics in the morning and your sleep protocol at night to minimize interaction risks. Bisphosphonates like alendronate, Fosamax, and risedronate, Actonel, require separation of at least 2 hours to prevent absorption interference. Levothyroxine and other thyroid hormones should be taken in the morning with magnesium reserved for evening use, as magnesium can reduce thyroid hormone absorption by up to 40% when taken simultaneously. Magnesium can enhance the blood pressure lowering effects of ACE inhibitors, calcium channel blockers, and diuretics, potentially causing excessive hypotension. It may also improve insulin sensitivity, potentially requiring adjustments to diabetes medications. Monitor blood pressure and blood sugar levels more frequently when starting this protocol, and work with your healthcare provider to adjust medications as needed. Loop diuretics and thiazide diuretics can increase magnesium excretion, potentially requiring higher supplementation doses. Conversely, potassium sparing diuretics can increase magnesium retention, requiring lower doses. This complex interaction necessitates medical supervision for anyone taking diuretic medications. Begin with quarter teaspoon of magnesium powder, approximately 100 to 150 milligrams elemental magnesium, for the first 3 to 5 nights to assess individual tolerance. This conservative approach helps identify any digestive sensitivities or unexpected reactions before reaching therapeutic doses. Most seniors benefit from half teaspoon providing 200 to 300 milligrams elemental magnesium. This falls well within the tolerable upper intake level of 350 milligrams daily from supplements as established by the Food and Nutrition Board. Always account for magnesium from other sources, including multivitamins, antacids, or other supplements to avoid exceeding this limit. If you tolerate the starting dose well but aren't experiencing adequate sleep improvement after 1 week, increase to half teaspoon. After another week of assessment, you may increase to 300 teaspoon, approximately 300 to 400 milligrams, only under medical supervision and only if you have normal kidney function. Choose magnesium glycinate for maximum nervous system calming effects and digestive tolerance. Select magnesium citrate if you also need gentle digestive support, but be aware of its stronger laxative potential. Avoid magnesium oxide, which has poor bioavailability and frequently causes gastrointestinal upset in seniors. Keep a detailed sleep journal recording bedtime, lights out time, estimated sleep onset time, number and duration of night awakenings, wake time, and subjective sleep quality on a 1 to 10 scale. Also track morning energy levels, daytime alertness, and any physical symptoms. This data helps identify your optimal dose and timing while maintaining motivation during the adjustment period. Falling asleep 10 to 20 minutes faster than baseline, reducing night awakenings by one or more episodes, waking feeling more refreshed, improved daytime energy without caffeine dependence, better stress tolerance, and enhanced cognitive clarity all indicate successful protocol implementation. Stop the protocol immediately and contact your healthcare provider if you experience persistent nausea or vomiting lasting more than 24 hours, severe diarrhea or abdominal cramping, unusual muscle weakness or fatigue that interferes with daily activities, difficulty breathing or chest discomfort, severe dizziness or fainting episodes, confusion or cognitive changes, irregular heartbeat or palpitations, or significant swelling in legs or feet. Mild digestive upset suggests reducing to a quarter teaspoon initially and increasing more gradually. Morning grogginess lasting more than 30 minutes indicates taking too much magnesium or dosing too close to bedtime. Reduce dose by half or move timing 30 minutes earlier. No improvement after 3 weeks of consistent use may warrant increasing to three-quarter teaspoon under medical guidance, but only after ruling out other sleep disruptors like sleep apnea, medication side effects, or environmental factors. Advanced age brings naturally declining kidney function and increased medication sensitivity. Start with a quarter teaspoon and increase very gradually over 2 to 3 weeks, while monitoring closely for any adverse effects. Consider more frequent medical check-ins during the initial month. The more prescription medications you take, the higher your risk for complex interactions. Create a comprehensive medication and supplement list, including over-the-counter products, and review timing schedules with your pharmacist to optimize absorption and minimize interactions. If you manage multiple chronic conditions, diabetes, heart disease, kidney issues, autoimmune disorders, or chronic pain conditions, this protocol requires ongoing medical oversight to ensure it complements rather than complicates your existing treatment plan. Your healthcare provider may need to adjust other medications as your sleep quality improves and your overall health status changes. Choose magnesium supplements from reputable manufacturers that provide third-party testing for purity, potency, and contamination screening. Look for certifications from organizations like NSF International, USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, or Consumer Lab. Avoid bargain supplements that may contain inadequate amounts of active ingredients, harmful fillers, or artificial additives that can interfere with sleep. Support your protocol's effectiveness by maintaining consistent sleep and wake times, exposing yourself to bright morning daylight for 15 to 30 minutes, cutting off caffeine consumption by 2 p.m., keeping your bedroom temperature between 65-68 degrees Fahrenheit, and dimming lights throughout your home after sunset. Address potential sleep disruptors like loud snoring, witness breathing pauses, or morning headaches, which may indicate sleep apnea requiring separate medical evaluation. Remember that your current sleep challenges likely developed over months or years of accumulated stress, medication effects, hormonal changes, and mineral depletion. Expecting overnight transformation is unrealistic and potentially unsafe. This gentle, consistent approach rebuilds your body's natural sleep capacity while respecting the complex interactions between your medications, health conditions, and aging physiology. Success comes through patience, consistency, and careful attention to your body's responses as you reclaim the restorative sleep that supports vitality and independence throughout your senior years.